of safeguarding the Makishi masquerade. The Luvale young girls, for instance, learned cultural dancing skills in formal schools and much more through traditional ones where they are prepared for their position as women in society. The traditional syllabus touches all aspects of a woman's work, with emphasis on how to please one's future husband and on being an obedient, hard-working wife and mother. It was not surprising that some young girls displayed their acquired skills at the grand occasion this year before the Makishi masquerade reclaimed their position on the stage to put up extravagant dances. Every stage of the festivities brought to the fore the existing unity between the Luvale people and their spirits from the world of the dead. Women, both young and old, would move to the stage to show the masquerades how it is done in the world of the living. In a frenzy of music and dances, Monapua masquerade takes over the stage alone to demonstrate to the crowd that the world of the dead has much more to offer. Monapua represents fertility and motherhood, but it is more symbolic of the young woman or girl. The power and significance of the masquerade stems from the symbolic feminism, which speaks of womanhood and qualities of beauty and morality. Monapua's body movement during the dance is well harmonized. From the head to the waist and the legs, the three display a well-coordinated dance. As the audience showed appreciation for the skills demonstrated, another interesting performance by the Monapua was still to come. The launch of the safeguarding project of the Makishi masquerade and the Likumbiliamizi celebrations this year had enough surprises for those in attendance. Needless to emphasize, the role of the Luvale young women in setting up the mood for the Makishi performance was important in all aspects. With the amount of dedication to the culture by the young ones, the future of the Luvale culture is guaranteed. Once the dancing mood had been elevated to fever pitch, the Monapua masquerade was ready to climb a 10-meter pole. The character has remained quite extraordinary and one of the most popular and well-known masquerades because of the acrobatic skills which it performed and a rope suspended between two poles, this time around on much more higher poles mounted in the dancing arena. At first, the poles look far apart, but Monapua has a way to get hold of the other pole. It is a trick which has filtered through generation to generation in the world of the dead. After getting hold of the other pole, Chizaluke then ties a rope to the two poles about 10 meters in height. Tradition has it that the masquerade places special magic potions at the foot of each post before it ascends. There is also another belief that the masquerade is joined by another spirit who protects it from falling. The poles have never been a playground for anybody except the Makishi masquerade. The dance is a daring act which an ordinary person would not like to venture into. Monapua is usually crowded by women during ordinary performances. During the pole dance, however, the women can only watch from the ground. The acrobatic skills, such as lying flat on top of a pole, reaffirms the belief that the masquerades are indeed representatives of forces from the world of the dead. Even during the descending, Monapua continues to fascinate the audience. Among close to 50 masquerades during the launch was the lion. The masquerade truly demonstrated the finest creativity and artistic work of the designers of Makishi. During the 27-year-old civil war that ravaged Angola, a few kilometers across the border from Zambezi district, military helicopters became a common sight in the skies above the area and gave birth to the helicopter masquerade. This time around, the helicopter brought the Policeman masquerade for a special dance. Yet, there were more unexpected masquerades such as a zebra. As hunters, the Luwale-speaking peoples have seen enough zebras in the forest, and the masquerade is one of the latest innovations. While the zebra enjoyed the music, a hyena maintained a low profile. The baboon masquerade displays all the attributes of the real baboon in the world of the living. In the olden days, some folk tales were scary as they centered on man-eating monsters which were told to children over and over again to entertain and educate them. Today, there are bizarre monster-like masquerades. Everyone waited to see the departure of the helicopter after dropping the policeman. The takeoff and speed was as amazing as the design itself. Whether it ran on fuel or not, the helicopter masquerade was one of the highlights of the cultural performances. The helicopter left behind the policeman masquerade to show their prowess in the dancing arena instead of maintaining the law and order. Before performing the real dance, the policemen had already won the hearts of the large crowd with an interesting long march to an excited band of women and drummers. The way the Makishi masquerade demonstrated the characteristics of policemen reflected a vibrant and colorful presentation of traditional and very special art form. The swapping of positions during the dance was a real feat for the eye. No wonder the Luwale-speaking peoples who hold the institution of Makishi dear found considerate strength in the important symbols. This cultural expression has provided the practicing communities with a sense of identity and continuity. It was for this reason that the community itself was happy about the recognition of its culture and the launch of the well-funded safeguarding project.
We are actually very, very proud for the recognition and the identity of our cultural heritage. We are proud of the government, we are proud of the UNESCO, itself that funded the money. We are also proud of the government that is also giving support in terms of money and material, especially vehicles, when we go into research. We are actually very happy that our Makishi are now going to be legislated into law. They will be protected. No one will tamper with them. And that law is coming. The Makishi will be safeguarded, the Makishi will be protected and preserved.
The departure of Senior Chief Ndungu signaled the end of the festivities, but the audience left the heartland of the Nwale-speaking peoples with good memories about the grand occasion. Whether ugly or pretty, wise or moron, the Makishi masquerade, traditionally believed to be from the world of the dead, are wonderful beings which have never ceased to fascinate people. The institution of Makishi is alive and well, for it has withstood, evolved and adopted the continual changes of time. People for whom the institution of Makishi masquerade is such an integral part of their being are indeed proud custodians of a unique culture, now ranked among the world's 90 masterpieces of oral and intangible heritage of humanity.